Hello and welcome back to another Keylink video. I'm Joe.
And I'm Rachel.
And we're here with Paul A Young today. I'm going to be tasting a range of Valrhona chocolates, talking about different notes and flavours that you can get from each of their chocolates in the range.
Lots of it.
Yes, lots and lots of chocolate to try today. So I think we're going to try from darkest first, aren't we?
We are. This is kind of not new, but I remember when you always started with the lowest and went high. But when you have a lot of fatty, sugary, milky chocolate on your tongue and your taste buds, you then can't pick up the delicate, complex nuances within the origins and blends of the darks. So we are going to start at 72 and work all the way down in categories. So we'll start with dark blends and single origins first.
So we're going to start with Araguani, I believe.
We are. So Valrhona give everything a name. So if you're a consumer, you'll know it as 72% Venezuela. If you're a chocolatier, pastry chef, you might know it as Araguani when you're buying it. Everything's on the packet and they hold up. And on the front, Valrhona's tasting notes: sweet, spiced, woody, full-bodied. Now, those 4 words are different for every single person. And when you're tasting, it's best not for me to give you anything. It's best for your tongue to experience it as it is. So that's what Valrhona is saying. But if you eat a lot of spiced food, spicy food, you may not pick up on any spice notes in the chocolate at all. And if you don't, you will. So that's just a guideline for when you buy it. You know, those words are basically saying it's a more robust, full, chocolatey chocolate. So take a piece.
Thank you.
And smell the rule for all of them: smell it first. I pop the chocolate in, I break it up in my teeth, and then let it melt. And it's beautifully crunchy, as it should be, because it's tempered chocolate.
So you do initially get that bitterness that you would expect from a dark chocolate.
Yep.
That's kind of the first note that I get there.
The one thing you should never get is a burnt flavour.
No.
Good, fine quality chocolate, particularly Valrhona. Valrhona don't have a single chocolate that you could say tastes over-roasted or burnt. That's because they handle the beans carefully. They source meticulously. They grow some of the best beans in the world. And then they're processed carefully so that it just enhances the character of the beans within that finished chocolate.
As a result, obviously, Valrhona do recommend certain applications for each chocolate. Is that based on kind of the flavours or more the workability than anything else?
Both.
Right.
It's the whole structure of the chocolate. If they've tested it and it's too viscous to make a thin shell, they won't recommend you shell with it. They might recommend you enrobe, roll, make mousses, gelato, or whatever. All the literature you get from Valrhona will have that on. It's on their website as well, where it gives you what they recommend you should do with it. Now, I have gone against that before with a couverture that I have loved. So I've tried one of the range, I've loved it, and I just want to make a shell out of it. I'll give it a go. I'll make it work. Or I'll buy some cocoa butter from Valrhona and add a little bit into the couverture to thin it down slightly. That's me playing as a chocolatier and wanting to have that character of that chocolate. So what do you think of this one?
Very smooth. For a dark chocolate of a high percentage, it's extremely smooth. As you say, there's no burnt flavour, nothing too overly bitter, just a very smooth dark chocolate that melts almost immediately.
Yeah, agree.
I found it's got a bit of a smoky flavour to it though.
Well, so you're saying smoky and they're saying woody, which I think is one of those similar things where it's an earthier, more robust, less sweet and sugary dark chocolate. For me, it always reminds me of hot chocolate or brownies. It's very chocolatey chocolate. Some chocolate isn't.
Yeah.
And it's a fantastic higher percentage for people who say they don't usually like high percentage chocolate because it isn't overly strong and robust.
It's quite mellow for a dark chocolate.
It is. But this is a character, within Valrhona. When you taste Valrhona chocolate, they have a character. It's very clean, so we've got no stickiness on our palate at all. You're left with just the character of the chocolate and the flavour. There's the texture. Very small, very low micron, which means you're not getting any sandiness, any graininess from any of the couvertures I found. And there will be consistency in the delivery of flavour. What they say is what you get. There's no kind of delicate that you don't quite get. It's there, which is what I enjoy with their chocolate.
So a great option for someone looking to get into darker, higher percentage cocoa chocolates without getting into something that they might think is too bitter or too intense.
Absolutely.
Perfect. Well,
Great.
thank you very much.
Thank you.